Yeah, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone as we discuss the world's greatest sport. The action at the US Open tennis tournament is heating up. The competition now at the quarterfinal stage. American Emma Navarro, who beat the 2023 champion Coco Gauff in the round of 16, advanced to her first ever Grand Slam semi-final, battling back from 5-1 down in the second set to beat Spain's Paula Badosa 6-2, 7-5 on Arthur Ashe Stadium. This is what she had to say after the victory.
After I got it back to 5-2, I kind of had a little bit of an inkling that it might be 2 sets, and I just wanted to stay really tough and stick in there. And, you know, even if I did lose the second set, I wanted to kind of set the tone for the third set. So, yeah, just really happy with my performance today. And crazy. Be moving on to the semifinals. US Open, baby.
Yeah, what a year for her. Navarro will play either China's 7th seed, Qingwen Zheng, or Russia's 2nd seed, Zheng Sabalenka, who will play in the second quarterfinal this evening. Now, on Wednesday, Beatrice Haddad-Maia is up against Karolina Muchova, and world number 1 Iga Swiatek will face Jessica Pegula. Meanwhile, on the men's side, world number 1 Jannik Sinner is the firm favourite following last week's elimination of Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. Earlier today, American Taylor Fritz became the first to advance to the semi-finals. The American beat Alexander Zverev 7-6, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6. That's 7-6, 3-6, 6-4, 7-6. And it's his first Grand Slam semi-final.
I feel amazing. You know, I've had a lot of looks at quarterfinals over the past couple of years, and today just felt different. I really felt like it was my time to take it a step further, and I mean, it's only fitting I'm doing it here on this court at the Open in front of the crowd.
Yeah, amazing crowd in New York. His opponent in the semi-final will be either Grigor Dimitrov or Francis Tiafoe, who will play later tonight. The other quarterfinal matchups on Wednesday will see Great Britain's Jack Draper taking on Alex de Minaur, the Aussie, and Sinner will be up against Daniel Medvedev. That's a massive quarterfinal encounter which comes up on Wednesday. Lance and Mariah, tell you what, yes, the world's greatest sport. I said it right at the top of the segment, and the US Open has been fantastic this year, I think, even though Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, two of the big names on the men's side, went out early. It's still been some fabulous tennis in New York.
Yeah, definitely not my opinion when it comes to the greatest sport. I just have to put that. We're all allowed our own opinions. But when it comes to the quality of the tennis, Ricardo, I have to agree with you there. Some really top tennis. And I was listening to interviews from Emma Navarro leading up to this matchup, right? And of course, you know, she beat Coco Gauff twice before, which I think contributed to her confidence. And she spoke about it before this match, saying that, you know, those wins have helped her to really boost her confidence. And one of the things she learned leading up to this is that she really belongs here. And I think as she continues throughout this US Open, her confidence continues to grow. She plays good tennis, and she said that too. She also learned that actually play really good tennis. And for me, watching her capitalize on that win today just shows, you know, her growth when it comes to this sport. And I can't wait to see how she goes on throughout the competition.
Yeah, she's beaten Coco Gauff at the last 2 majors now, beat her at Wimbledon, and again here at the US Open, at Wimbledon in straight sets, here at the US Open in 3 sets. And she's solid. She's a solid player. I don't pick her to win. I think Zheng Sabalenka should go on to win the women's title. I think this year the US Open surfaces have been playing quicker than in recent years, and I think that will suit someone like Sabalenka, who hits the ball really hard, similar to today, where I thought it suited someone like Taylor Fritz, because he's the one that was willing to take risks against Alexander Zverev, who just likes to be solid and not give too much away. But when you play players who have the ability to take the game away from you, you have to sometimes take some risks. I tell you something quicker though, Lance and Mariah, which has been my disappointment, and I don't want to be too harsh on the sport, right? Because I know especially those who are just coming into the sport really enjoy the type of tennis they see. But sometimes I don't enjoy the tennis. Even though I can admit that the quality is good, it's all the same. it's like, well, again, for me, if I'm watching a cricket match and every ball is being hit out of the park for 6, it's not as exciting for me. In the same way of when I watch tennis matches and everyone is just slapping the ball from the baseline back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's nothing exciting about that for me. Part of what for me made the Rafa Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer era so great was that you had, and even Andy Murray if you throw him in there, you had 4 amazing players who all had a different identity, who all did things slightly different. And so when they came up against each other, there was something so dynamic and enthralling about it. And I don't believe I get that with what is going on in the game right now.
Yeah, I think you're touching on the issue of it being monotonous.
Oh, yes.
And predictable.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just me.
But as he said, it's the greatest sport for him.
Well, I think our SportsMax Zone viewers are now confused as to which is the greatest sport, because George Davis was on this show for years saying that horse racing is by far the greatest sport on earth. And now Ricardo tells our viewers that tennis is. So
tennis has caught up and passed horse racing.
Oh, it has.
Yes, that's what has happened.
Does my view count? I think cricket is. So the viewers have to decide for themselves,
the producer's view is the only one that matters. He says we should go to break.
No, the producer says cricket, viewers. We're going to take a quick break and come back. I think it's cricket. Break time.